To be present, we must be intentional, and to bear fruit, we must feed the soul. You're listening to Pause, Sip, and Ponder. To another episode of Pause, Sip, and Ponder. We are super excited for this one. As you can see, I have the PamILYA gang here with us once again, and I have to say thank you to you guys because you guys had like the most views on my podcast for last year. So I want to thank you guys for doing that. People must like us. So well, hopefully we get to do more of these. But if you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about everything and anything in the aim to give you some encouragement, to gain perspective, and just to grow together. And I'm excited because I've grown with these people for quite some time now, and I'm excited for this one. Hi, guys.
Hey.
What's up? What's up?
I'm just trying not to laugh this whole time.
I'm pressing the laughter button.
Oh my gosh. So today we have Gil on the soundboard. Press the button.
It's not making sound for some reason, but it's working, I think.
And then we have Shane here. And then we also have
hey guys.
Alicia.
I forgot to introduce myself.
Hello. And today we're going to kind of do a little reflection of last year while as well doing a catch up from our last episode and kind of talk about our intentions for this 2023. And I think it'd be interesting because we're all going to have something to put on the table. But how are you guys feeling this evening?
Full.
We ate too much.
Yeah. Too much pollo.
Yeah, we I guess it's also a celebration because I graduated. Gil did a lot in last year for his music. Alicia has accomplishments of herself too. School, finishing, about to do school, and then Shane almost had his fight.
That didn't happen. Hey, Jose Martinez.
But we'll get into that.
Respectfully, bro, just make your way next time, dog. We signed the contract.
At Jose.
That's all I gotta say.
That's true, though. It's true.
We'll get deep into
true.
that, actually.
For real,
we'll
for
talk
real.
about that. So I think it's very important for this topic that we're talking about, self-evaluation, and how it's very important to take time to reflect on yourself and to examine where you're at, make sure that we're all aligned, to check up on each other. I think it's really nice to have friends that you can have accountability with, especially if you have specific goals in mind. And I think all of you guys are pretty goal driven here, which I really, really love. And so, we're going to get right into it. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy. Please stick around, and I hope you gain something. I know I'm going to learn from you guys, so I'm excited for this one. So how often do you guys reflect? Do you guys reflect at all?
I do, actually.
How so?
Honestly, I do it like by my bi-weekly paychecks.
Rip?
So you get paid twice a month, right? So every paycheck, I'm like, all right, so what do we do with this 2-week time span? And then from there comes a question of like, okay, what do we do in this 2-week time span? And then you go on that second, what do we do on this 2-week time span? What have you accomplished? And then it goes to, okay, what's the recap of this month? So like January 2023, that's what's going to happen. And then you move into February and then so on. So
What about you, Gil? Do you often self-evaluate yourself?
As a matter of fact, I do. I do journal. I've been trying to make it a super daily daily habit of mine, because my journal from last time was from 2021 and I stopped halfway, and then I started again in 2022. And so that's like the best way for me, because it's just like I'm talking to myself or like just reflecting.
Yeah.
But it's not constant.
Are there any big or like significant changes since you started journaling? Or when did you start journaling? Or have you always?
Nah, I mean, I've tried. I remember 2016 is when I started. I got my first journal. I wrote like the first 10 pages and never used it. And I have
Dear diary.
I have a couple of it's like SpongeBob?
Yeah. Done.
It's somebody's. Anyways, so that's what I would like. I think consistently so far is like I started 2020, especially when COVID hit. I try to like that's not profound. Relax.
Yes, it is.
Control yourself.
No, I'm agreeing with
I'm
you.
just kidding, I'm just
That's
kidding.
when I started too.
I think a lot of people did, and then I don't know. For me, it just fell off.
Yeah.
And I picked it up again 2021, and then 2022 I was actually really, really active.
What has it done for you?
It kind of reminded myself a couple of things of what I wanted to do. Like with working at a record store, I wrote like early in the year that I wanted to work at one, and then I didn't really actively go out of my way to work for that. Now I do. So, but that was like towards the end of the year. I just got the job in December. I wrote about it in January, but I totally forgot about it in the middle of the year. So I don't know, kind of like writing that, and then like I was looking at my old journal today, and just like what was I thinking / like, oh man, I was gonna save this much money, and then I wrote that we were gonna get fit and we didn't get fit. Just small things like that.
At
But
least
it's
you
like
had the intention of.
I was trying
you had
to,
the
yeah.
intention back then
it's
to
it's
do
good,
something.
yeah. But just it makes you like realize what you were thinking of back then, which is obviously so.
It's just like, oh wow, I was this.
like I really
person
thought about it. Like I really thought that.
at that time.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes, Shane.
Question.
Yeah.
Y'all feel like when you journal, it's like time traveling, like you're visiting
Yeah.
your past self.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
then you're
have
like,
so
damn,
many
what
journals.
was I thinking? Or
Yeah.
like, yo, did we even?
I was
did we
crying
even,
for
did we even do what
nothing.
we did?
Yeah.
What we said we were gonna do?
I was
Yeah.
crying
But
for
even like
nothing, yeah.
I just saw I read through my 2017 one. I'm like, oh wow, I totally forgot about that memory. Like, you know, if it was a day that was cool and you just totally forgot you did it, but you journaled about it. You know.
Mhm.
So I don't know. There's a lot of good things, and I don't think you have to journal every day. Like, I thought you did, but and then that's how I buy new. Oh, that looks like a good journal to write in. But I got caught up in like buying new journals, and I have a bunch of empty
Is
ones.
that when you guys went to Jenny Vick?
Who?
Didn't you guys?
Yeah, we went to Jenny.
Like a long time ago.
No, we went
Oh,
on
recently?
Saturday.
Oh yeah, we did. We go.
Did you buy a
She
journal?
said, "Get it
You got
right."
a new journal for the year?
I did get
And a new pen.
a new pen, just because I lost my $60 one,
Mm.
and then I
Anyways.
bought a $20 one.
Wow.
What about you, Alicia? How often do you self-evaluate yourself?
Definitely like maybe at least twice a week. I'm
Oh,
trying to
nice.
work on
Oh
it.
yeah, we've been meeting like
We've
once
been
a
meeting
week.
Once a week, we're trying to
A good
be
excuse.
better, like accountability partners. But, yeah. Oh.
Huh?
We like meet once a week. He said he just texted you.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
For what?
No, you
No,
guys. Yo,
I
need-
see some of those texts.
Yo, you be showing that?
Oh, you
Yo, that's
snitch. You're a
crazy.
snitch.
Accountability.
Word.
Accountability.
Word.
Yeah.
You be showing her
Accounting.
the.
Stop! You're gonna get us in
If
trouble.
we just compared our texts
I know Mary's
amongst each
laughing.
other.
I know Mary laughing.
Trying to show the bro how to drive stick.
Uh,
Shut up.
Oh, a lot of chaos here. For me, I think it's nice to be surrounded by people who are very goal driven, because I think when it's nice to reflect by yourself, most definitely, but when you're with other people, you gain another perspective that like you wouldn't. That's why I enjoy like meeting up with Alicia or like catching up with Gil every day on like what we've done, because something may be revealed that you didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I think evaluating with other people is really important. And then also I think me having so much responsibility, especially with like being a leader and a mentor and a teacher, as much as that's a lot, it kind of forces me to have to self-evaluate myself, just as if you were like mentoring someone or like training someone, like you're a teacher at like BJJ, right? Like you can't really preach if you haven't walked it
Right.
yourself.
Practice what you preach, basically.
Yeah. So like you're kind of forced to have to be like, I mean, people can, teach people, but still like kind of fake it. But I feel like there's less impact when you do that. So when you're actually walking rather than just talking, I think. But anyways, yeah, I think,
Yeah,
I
walking
think
like
Wait,
you
that's
so
all.
when you ask the question, do you reflect or self-evaluate? Are you saying like specifically like write down?
I mean, in a general sense, like just it could also be just like things in your daily life, like you're during break time, you're just evaluating your life there
Yo, that's what I
in
be
the
doing.
shower, like,
I'm like, yo, what are you doing, Shane?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, bro?
right.
Yeah.
And-
That's what I do in the car. Sometimes in the car.
Ugh,
like,
those car rides,
I
bro.
know.
Not the
Especially
showers.
to work now. The
showers.
I sit on the floor.
Bro, fetal position crying?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about
what?
that.
Do
Hey,
you guys
sitting
cry
in the
in the
shower.
car?
Do I cry in the car?
In the showers, yo, turning off the light.
all the time.
When you shower in the dark. That's not sad though. Is it? Is it a sad song?
And though we're far away,
Sad to me, fuck.
I am here to stay.
Anyways.
You're not.
Oh, that is a sad song. I forgot what
Come
the
on now,
I
baby.
forgot the song was. I was thinking of Rock With You.
He
Like,
did it.
You are not alone.
I forgot.
Yeah, but yeah, when we do take time to self-evaluate ourselves and examine where we're at, it's good to keep in check, because sometimes I feel like we just live, or we just are surviving out here. Like we don't really. Sometimes we're just, you know what I mean, just like floating. If we're not being mindful of
Existing.
what we're doing, we're just existing.
Are you
Exactly.
living or are you
Yeah.
existing?
I think if we don't have any
We're in the Matrix.
time to reflect, there's no motion forward. Like there's no
Mhm.
movement or forward movement, just because we're just gonna keep doing whatever we're doing.
Yeah. Have you guys found yourself ever being in that? We're just like there.
We're just stagnant.
All the time.
That's why I talk to myself. Like, Shane, what are we doing? I'm in there, like, I'm driving on 270. I'm like in the rearview mirror.
Aw.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
word. That's how we feeling.
Aw.
Crazy. Come on, Shane, what's happening?
Do you guys
Like,
ever
what are
look
doing?
at yourself like deep in the mirror?
I forgot my name once.
Huh?
Yeah, let me stop.
Bro. That's some wild.
Oh, it's like that.
She tried to throw something. Hey, we caught you
It's
on
fine, I
tape.
don't need it.
We caught you on tape for.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So-
Mary. Say hi.
On the side note,
It's
you can edit
calm.
this out.
Yeah.
But you know how, because my family calls me Alicia and Nick, or like you guys call me Alicia.
Call you
My
Nick.
family calls me Nick.
What up,
Like,
bro?
What someone one time asked me, so like, who are you though? Like, which one do you identify more as? I was like,
Hey, Gil and
That's a
Gilbert
good
and Gibby.
question.
Nah, that's
hip.
like Shane and Shane Michael for me. Yeah.
Michael?
My
I'll call
family.
you Michael. It's like,
Mike.
Not my family, or like, no, yo, chill. But like, if it's serious or on a legit matter, it's like Shane Michael. Shane is just for friends.
like if you're in trouble.
I mean,
Yeah. Shane Michael.
but I mean, speaking of that, like if someone asks you like, "Who are you?" Are you able to answer right away?
Yes,
You
with
know
my
what's
name, but no
funny?
as a deep answer. You can go ahead.
My bad, you got the floor, bro.
No, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, word.
I feel like I kind of
Can you?
care.
Yeah. Can you go for real?
Wait, just say go. It's like
Said, hold on.
No,
Both
him.
of you were saying.
You guys are so polite with each other, but you're so mean to us.
Who's us?
I'm hip.
Not us.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm hip.
Okay, who has the mic?
Alicia does. Go ahead. It's Chrome.
Oh no, I was telling him to stop. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go,
go.
Shane. Go, Shane. Go, Shane.
Anyways. Wait, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
If someone asks you, "Who are you?" Are you able to answer right away?
Yo, honestly.
Who are you?
You got me looking like the Grinch out here. Like, but I would like to say yes in the standpoint of like culture, ethnic background, and just like who I am as a person.
Career.
That too.
Yeah.
But to tell you like, yo, who is Shane? Like, what is SHANE? Like, I'd be looking at my pupil in the mirror, and I'm like, yo, what is a Shane, bro?
are you?
What is that? Like, I feel like SpongeBob. I feel like SpongeBob in episode like
74. It's like no.
what's his name? And he forgot it.
Is that?
He was like, they're serving him schoolyum.
I feel like I care too much about like people's
Perception
well,
or
yeah, not
image.
but no, when they're asking the question, it's like, what are they trying to get at? Like, you
It
know?
depends
their
on the
end-
connotation.
Yeah, it depends kind of like on the context of the situation, because sometimes they're like
That's true.
asking like,
Who are you?
who are you?
Wait.
Yo,
Press the left button, please.
oh, that's the funky button.
Funky button.
When they try to laugh,
What's
I
the
looked at
cricket
you.
button?
I was just like,
I feel like in the last maybe year or two, I've become a lot more confident in like my. I feel like you kind of have to know what your purpose is to be able to answer that question.
So then, could I ask a question?
Sure.
what is your purpose?
Oh, that's question number 7. It's like, no.
Wait, is it?
No.
It's one of them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
then let's
actually, no,
wait.
no.
Let's
That's
wait.
the next question.
Okay. What are
The
your
next
gifts
question is, what are you good at, and do you believe you have a gift, and not just saying hobbies, like, you know, external things. Do you guys?
Let me
believe you
answer.
have a-
Look at that.
Let me bring my.
Nice.
Gilbert.
What's the question? What are you good at? Do you believe you have a gift, not just hobbies?
ASMR.
Next.
No. I have a because according to what I said last time in the podcast of like, don't let what you're good at define who you are. Who are you if you can't do that?
Mm-hmm.
So according to that, I don't know. I think a lot of things are hobbies, right? Like, music is a hobby for me when I grew up, and now I make some money out of it. But at the same time, I don't think of it as a career. Making these nuts. I like making nuts.
G's nuts.
G's nuts.
G's nuts. Get them on the hot.
Where?
What? Why you moaning like that?
G's
They're
nuts.
hot.
What?
Get them while they're hot. That's not
Get
a
'em while
good
they're hot.
slogan, bro.
And I don't know. There's a lot of hobby things to do. But what was the question? Am I good?
Oh my god.
What am I good at? I don't know.
What are you good at, and do you believe you have a gift?
Do I believe I have a gift?
Because yes, we know that you do music. Like,
But see, I
everyone
don't-
knows that.
I don't even think that's a gift. I just
Really?
did it.
What?
Well,
No,
okay.
like, so-
talent and gift, I think, is different.
Now, when you
right?
say gift,
Okay.
though, what do you?
But they could
What
be-
What
they
is
could be
your
both.
perception of gift? Like, I
Well,
bring
you-
you happiness, joy, laughter.
I
Do
feel
you
like-
consider those gifts? Or are you talking about me being with like telekinesis powers
Like a
and pushing
personal
shit?
thing. Like
I
you're
think
special.
with gift, it's
Like
like,
electroshock,
it has so much.
static shock.
You have an influence or impact rather than just have a talent, and people just know you to have that talent, but have no like.
Like,
But what
you
if
know
you-
when people are, oh, you
brought
have a
mad
gift.
happiness to my life when I first
Yes.
met him. You too.
Yeah,
you
like
too.
that.
Y'all as well.
Well,
But
like,
yeah.
Shane, I would say for you, you have like a gift.
Okay,
of, like,
we'll just
lifting
tell each
people
other.
up.
Setting.
Lifting people up and encouraging them.
Okay, I think we should do that then. We
Yeah.
should just tell
What do
each
you
other.
guys-
What do
yeah.
you guys think?
Because let me say only because like, what if you're not even aware that you have a gift?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when you're thinking about it deep,
Yeah,
it's like,
you know,
That's
I've been
fair.
thinking about that.
you know,
all
and
the
it's
time.
just like,
That's fair.
I think a gift, it's like, I think the opposing side would be like, oh, this is your gift because what you're giving me, because you don't even know what
And
time
that's a good
or
thing
Oh,
too,
that's true.
because
what
I
you're
feel like
thinking of.
if you don't really know
Exactly. That's what I'm
that,
saying. I'm like,
then you're
a
like, oh,
gift.
then you're just actively like that type of person. Like, as to someone who's like faking, like,
Because when you're asked like
You
like
know.
what's your gift, I'm like, well, no, who gave it to me? Like, I'm just going with what I like to do.
Where?
No, I'm just like,
Where's
it's like,
that?
oh, I'm just like, I may or may not be like, consciously be doing something I just love to do. I'm just doing it because
Right, right.
it's easy, it's there, it's convenient, it's fun.
yeah.
But like, to have a gift, you have to be giving, and I think the ones receiving have to be the ones that's a gift that you're giving me, like happiness or
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
gifted.
true.
He's
That's
gifted.
yeah.
You bring me happiness, bro.
Okay, let's do one by one.
Oh my god, we're doing affirmations.
Yeah.
Affirmations.
By George
Who wants-
Benson, that's the boy.
Okay.
Oh, we're still on
well,
the same question or a new question? Or a new topic?
like, instead of answering the question like what's our gift, like, we're gonna answer for people. So like what we think their gift is.
One gift,
No,
couple
Whatever
gifts.
a couple gifts.
Hey, could you start it off, for
Yeah,
example?
Pauline, go.
We're basically affirming each other with what we think each other's gifts are.
Okay.
And we're starting with Gil. And I believe Gil's gift is, well, he's very contagious in his humor and his excitement, I guess. Like, everyone, if you're in a room with Gil, everyone's going to be laughing and they don't
Yes.
even know why.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm not funny.
Yeah, and it just lifts
'Cause of
up. It lifts up the spirit. Like, I think
Alicia's
he has
laughing.
that. He can be childish.
It's fun.
Can you let me talk?
My
Thank
fault,
you.
my fault. I'm hip. Look at me.
The way you look.
Just the way you,
Chill out, man.
how you,
The way
the way
you
you
look.
walk,
Yeah.
the way you talk.
But what do you guys think? I think because he has like a childlike behavior.
Childlike body.
Not all the time.
Yo,
Childlike torso.
yo, chill out. This my man's called himself Timmy Thick. Yo.
Dorito looking at us.
But this is what it is. Like when I first, so I met Gil through Evolve training there. I met Alicia there first, and then met him. But I'd have to agree with you on the whole like contagious side. And I give you guys context. Like every time we all get together, we're always laughing, but they're out the loop. But the thing is, we can laugh, and like depending on how the laugh sounds, we know what we're laughing at. But they don't, so they get irritated by it.
Yeah, it's
But
annoying.
in regards to Gil's gift, laughter, joyful, enjoyment, happiness, all that good stuff.
happiness.
That's what I
Sly
feel
word.
every time I'm around Gil.
Sly word.
Aw.
Sly word.
He said catching bodies. Word.
You know, like it's like Gil's like the definition of expect the unexpected. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never let them know your next
Never
move.
let them know your next move.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never know what he's gonna say
Yeah,
next.
that's just like what the
Me
heck?
neither. No, I'm serious.
I don't think you think
Like,
before you
okay,
talk.
no, like Nico, like one of my best friends, Nico. He's like, how do you come up with the dumbest things to say? I'm like, dude, I don't even know.
It just flows.
I don't even know.
Maybe because
It's
you.
ratatouille in my brain, you know, like the chef hat.
Yeah. Well,
It was laughing.
in the audience.
That shit was cricket, man. I think, the podcast got my back. The podcast, the Zoomcast got my back. Anyways,
Okay. All right.
is it? Are you
Wait,
passing the
No, I'm
popcorn?
not, I'm not.
Oh, you still good?
Okay.
Okay. Give
Oh.
more flowers.
Oh.
Retribution.
No, I feel like I know you're.
No, bitch.
Guys! See, you guys let each other talk. You don't let us talk.
My fault. That's rude. That's
My
rude.
bad,
That's
my
rude of us.
bad.
That's rude. My bad.
Please continue.
Please.
I think in this situation with Gil, because I know he says he like, oh no, I just like do music for fun. But I think a lot of like, for example, like at one of our cookouts, we like sometimes Gil will just like pick up a guitar and then we all just like sing
Gift of
around,
music.
like,
Set
sing
the
around, like,
atmosphere.
yeah, but that's like a big deal of like inclusivity and like creating like a welcoming environment
For
with just like
sure.
yeah.
And it
that-
lessens like it helps introverts for sure. Like I feel
I'm
like all of
introvert.
us, all of
I'm
us
a
do
deep
that too.
introvert.
But
yeah, but you
It's a safe space.
You can make people feel comfortable whoever they
Yes.
are. It doesn't matter who they are.
That's true.
Yeah. So
did you know that? Were you ever aware?
No, because I'm always introverted. And I'm like, when I'm playing for people,
You are not introverted.
What are you like?
Bro,
please,
that's
please
just
don't suck.
stage fright.
Is that what you're
Don't mean
thinking?
you're
Huh?
introverted.
Are you like, please don't suck?
yeah. 'Cause sometimes.
Aw.
That's not introversion. That's just like having stage fright.
Yeah, I know. Slight word.
Self-critic.
Yeah, you don't have confidence.
I don't.
Whatever.
Whatever. I don't.
He's the
I
best
really
guitarist I
believe
know.
that it's. I
I'm
really
not.
think you're talented.
Thank you.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much so.
And that it's a gift, a God-given gift.
Mm.
If we're gonna be spiritual.
Thank you, Lord.
For reals. All right.
It'd be like that.
Do you want to popcorn? Who you want to
Yeah.
go next?
Popcorn or pass
Let's
the
do.
popcorn?
Let's do.
Yeah, popcorn Pauline. And let me tell you, Pauline. Is this on? Is this on? Okay.
This is too much already.
Nah.
Took a turn.
Nah. She definitely has a gift of leadership,
Yeah.
Okay.
loving.
Calling
Especially,
the captain.
she has a big love for like the youth. You know, I like, not just as a person, I like seeing someone that wants to have the generation move forward. And she taught me a lot. Like, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna talk crap, but I talk crap about a lot of younger generations because just, you know, younger generations. And she would really give me more faith because of the kids that I've seen, especially at her church. Just younger kids, like the way that she's really pushed them to believe, like to make me believe that I'm not gonna give up on this generation. So she definitely has a gift of leadership and love for the next kids next door.
Who's kids?
There's a kid next door. Number 2.
Anyways, I'm not done.
Ooh.
It's like, no, I'm done.
Well.
But I mean, I can go on. You know, this is a private podcast, so I'll say that so you guys can continue.
Thanks.
I'll just reiterate that, honestly. I mean, I feel like that's a more personal experience for you. Cause
Yeah,
you guys are
that's what I was gonna
together.
like. I could, yeah.
But honestly, it's the same thing with all of you guys. Like, you have your own individuality, but I feel like you said his individual gift. He just said yours. But it's like the company you keep. I just feel love, happiness, and very goal driven around you guys all the time. So I can't say specifically. I just know that that's what I feel every time I'm with you guys. And even like when we had that little lunch date, because we work in Bethesda, like stuff like that, as regards to gifts and just like who you are, how I feel, like just shit like that.
Thank
Like
you,
the
thank
fact that you're surrounded by kids, like almost every time you work, your church, like this and that, like it's a clear indicator that
True.
you believe in the younger generation.
I feel
Like just the
most of
kids in
them.
general. Yeah, most of them. I'm hip, but like, yeah, it's a powerful thing. Like at least because I gave up a long time ago.
So
I
no
get
kids.
I get
So no
big
kids.
heart energy vibes from you
Oh.
when I
Yeah,
first
that's
met you.
Thank you.
But I think you're definitely like a mentor to younger kids, but I feel like you're a mentor to me also, just because like. Stop!
But you guys are
Go ahead. Don't look at us. You look at each other. I look at him.
I'm just saying, like,
He looked at me.
You're not hip. None of y'all are hip. I'm not even hip.
I made the joke. And
Okay,
you didn't even.
I got it.
All right, everyone laugh on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, but I feel like she's just such like a listening ear, and she's willing to hear you out, empathize with you, and like sometimes that's really all you need. Like you don't need someone to tell you what to do or tell you like what the right thing to do is even. I mean, maybe like some guidance is nice, but sometimes you just need someone to like process stuff out with, and she's very good at just being there, which I think that's why kids like her so much, is because they're not
Tafuk.
understood. But they don't need it's like they don't really need to be understood, they just need to be heard.
she's the glue that
So-
keeps PamILYA together.
That's so true.
Honestly, like the check-ins, the whole like, hey, we're doing the
she's
podcast.
She do.
This
Every
It
single
do
it's
go
week.
very.
Like at least every
Very
Monday,
organized.
hey gang, like how are you guys? Just making sure you guys are gonna have a good week. Love you.
She's
I
the
think all you guys are
she's
too,
the
though.
captain.
I think you guys are. I barely like in the group chat at least. I know.
Yo,
I know.
Definitely you two.
No, I was gonna say,
He does it too.
definitely you
I
two.
don't do-
Like keep in
Wait,
check.
like-
I know, like Alicia and I
like-
just like, I'm hip.
Like,
I'll sound like a meme or something. No, those two are definitely good in checking up with friends and stuff. Wait, that's not fair. Can we do more? Can we do everyone?
Everyone
we
what?
are doing
We
it.
are
Yeah.
doing
I didn't say
everyone
stuff
right
about you
We're
two
not
though.
done
No,
yet.
yeah.
No, I'm saying
What
like
is on Pauline?
no, I didn't say stuff about you when I was my turn. And when
No, we're all
Okay.
I know
we're
we're
taking
so it was you
turns.
first,
Oh.
then it's Pauline, Alicia
I'm
next,
dumb.
and I'll be
you
like,
are.
I'm
Hey,
dumb.
hey, bro, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Damn,
not what
I'm
you're
dumb.
You're fine.
No, that's a gift.
That's definitely not your gift.
Are you sure?
Are you sure you're not a part
Lacking
Paula?
awareness.
No
I'm dumb.
discernment.
Bro. That was actually my fault.
All right, so then thank you guys. Then we'll do Alicia now.
This is kind of like.
So I'll start,
I
right?
feel like on the spot.
Right?
Well, let's.
Alright.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
But for Alicia, definitely the Gordon household is the place to be.
Facts. Thank you for always letting
For
me grill.
real.
Honestly,
Y'all love to
you're
grill. Shout out Norm.
you
Shout out
and
Adam.
your
Shout out
They're
AJ.
gonna love hearing you guys
Everyone.
say that.
you and your
Everyone.
Shout out
family.
Mama Gordon.
Shout out Dub. Why was it? Alright, we can take that out. We can take that out. We can take
You
that out.
and your family have definitely been like a safe zone for a lot of people. I think, no
For
matter
sure.
what background
wait till my turn,
they
dog.
they are
Wait till
they
my
have,
turn.
they always feel a sense of, I think, community and home, and that's another big factor that I think the world lacks too. Like just having a
Yeah.
household that is welcoming and understanding and is loving, and that's a great example to stand by, you know. So Alicia definitely makes you feel welcomed, makes you feel at home and heard.
Don't cry, bro.
I'm hip.
Am I?
Yeah, and I know, and she's very vulnerable about where she knows that she's, lacking in, and I think it's good to have that vulnerability and
Awareness,
and awareness. You know what I mean? I think that's a good quality to have, because then it lessens the tension of, for the other
yeah.
person, because they're like, oh, like you're so open to saying that you're weak in this area, then I'm open to doing that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No. I'm gonna make mine so you can make yours big. Because you know her more than we have,
pause?
so I'm here. No, definitely. I remember pretty clear, like the time when I started to go to Evolve, when you invited me to your yearly.
What did I invite you to?
It was just like a.
Oh,
It was the gathering.
It was a gathering, yeah. It was the first cookout, yeah. And this is when I just met you.
Yeah.
I think this is part of your Filipino hospitality, where it's like you're very, very, very welcoming, which is great, because you made me feel, when I started playing guitar, like, at the time, and you said you didn't know I play guitar, but you did deep down because you said you stalked me.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I don't know this. It's a whole riff. Just, I was like, word.
But, like,
I thought you didn't know how to play.
I did. I still don't. And yeah, that hospitality. Like, I'm talking about everyone. Like,
Yeah.
I think, and then I got to know your parents more, your family, and I can see where, like, definitely appreciate your parents too, like your family, but your parents, I can see why, you know.
Yeah.
The fact that honestly, let me say just about you guys in general, the Gordon household. Your dad has also inspired me a lot to really take out of his own time to give back, right? I think the sense of giving back came from you guys. Like one thing if I learned one thing from you and the family, definitely giving back. Because I remember the one story that when your dad would go to I think it was like when it was it Iranian refugees or something like that? And like you just needed like drivers, and he would, he just gonna drive until I can take him to like a guest house or something, because you know, like he takes a lot of time out of his day. When I'm signing up to his blog. I just like he has
a blog.
I get email notifications. Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Like
you doing the thing, man.
no, like it's I legit read it every day. Like not every day. Like, every time I get it.
Yeah.
And it's like small stuff like that. Giving back to like the recent community thing for Germantown. Was it for the Spanish speaking English thing? Program, but just like him and like just showing the gift of giving back is like really inspired me last year. And that's like me finding this job at the record store, me kind of focusing on what to do with music. Like it's more like giving back. What can I do to really give back? And from like for that to kind of go down to you, I see just how welcoming you are. You brought me to like that one church. Just like super welcoming. I'm hip.
Sorry.
Just hey, no, I love. I saw you off like the past 4 weeks for. It's like no. And yeah, your gift of giving back and showcasing who you are, showcasing that awareness of vulnerability too. Like you're not there to judge. You bring all kinds of people to your house to like really just.
But I was thinking the same thing though. I was
to gatherings. Like doesn't matter like what like you know background, all that stuff. It's like it's really cool because I'd be like, it depends who's coming to my house, especially if you just met someone, you know.
Depends on the third interaction I have with you.
I guess if you have a whole house of fighters, then you have to really worry about anything. To be fair, so you know, just definitely like that gift of giving back and hospitality. Like you're gonna definitely be the house of like. Every year it's gonna be something at your house in the future, you know.
It's already like that.
I'm hip.
No, right though.
Honestly.
Yeah, we've definitely
every
made
month there's a theme.
Something.
Make sure everyone feels welcome at home.
No, it was just to reiterate what they said. Like when I first met you, I almost died. I almost died.
Oh yeah,
but the whole giving back. But honestly, the cookouts that you have at your house. I mean, shout out to the parents, AJ and Abby too, because it's their house as well.
Yeah.
But when I first moved to Maryland, from Virginia to Maryland, I was like, man, damn, I don't know nobody. Everyone thinks I look intimidating because of the tattoos or whatever, from what I've been told. But really, deep down inside, I was trying not to cry because I just miss home and my friends and family. So while they thought I was just looking pissed off, really, I was just like trying not to cry. But then...
Macho.
And then when I met Alicia, and just, I knew I was comfortable at her house because they're like, take your shoes off before you step inside.
Asian household.
Bro, like if I don't feel like I can walk barefoot in your house, it's not clean, bro. I can't be there for more than 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
It's true though.
So the inclusiveness, the consideration that you've shown and have since I first met you, and you also everyone here has a big heart, but that stands out specifically to me. So I guess that's the popcorn gift.
Thanks, guys. That was really nice.
And the adventures too, the spontaneous adventures.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Be like, yo, Orlando next week.
Yo, facts.
Orlando next week.
Cali next week.
Puerto Rico next month.
So I'm trying to travel, and I am gonna travel.
Hip.
Literally.
Shane's usually the New York one.
Yo, facts. Shout out to you. Thank you.
All right, next is Shane. You start.
Okay.
Shut up your mouth.
Shut up your mouth.
Yeah, no. Shane has like such a it really is a gift of being able to like lift up other people no matter their start, because like, and I think of this like partially knowing him from like a MMA standpoint, but like you know, like especially like in striking, like I'm not, for example, like I'm not as good as him in that, or like even though like I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, like I never feel confident in myself. Okay, let me say that he makes people feel confident in themselves. Crazy. That's so hard to find. People are so like insecure and I'm not saying you don't have any insecurities, but like to have enough security in yourself to be able to make other people feel good about themselves is like it's so like necessary. So thank you for that, Shane. I feel like in general, I think I said this on the last podcast, that like meeting his family, I felt like I've gained so much more confidence, and you guys too, but I think it got kickstarted with knowing Shane's family.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can't wait to meet his family.
Huh?
I mean, I met some of his.
Oh,
family.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never met his brother. I met
thinking
his
aunt and
sister.
uncle, but
Oh yeah, I mean them two for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for
I
sure.
met them already for sure.
Yeah.
You remember brother? You met Sean?
we
too?
all had a couple.
I haven't met Sean.
Oh,
No, I've never met Sean.
No, you met Xena, my
I met
nephew.
Xena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zena,
I haven't
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, no.
I was there.
I was like,
Ski's
huh?
house.
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
You also like do not judge anyone. You like.
Oh no, it's open arms until
Yes.
something like
Until, yeah.
until you do something a little finicky, and then I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
woo.
yeah.
For the
For
most
sure.
part, you're like, oh, did that happen to you? I'm sorry, but like, I'll be here for you with whatever
Mm.
Yeah,
whatever
for sure.
happens.
For sure.
Yeah, you're very
Loyal,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, you're very much like a half glass full type of guy, and like
Wait, not to throw you off. It's just funny because I've been saying that phrase wrong. So you say glass half full. I've been saying half glass full.
half.
It's glass half full.
Glass
No,
glass.
it's glass.
half-
It's glass half full. But every time I'm like saying it to like Marcella or whatever, I'm like,
Full
yeah,
glass.
I'm the half glass full. So really, am I at the brim, bro, or am I halfway full?
At the rim or full?
I've had it so. That's why I asked about the popcorn shit because I'm like, yo, am I saying this shit right? My
But yeah,
math
you
ain't
know what I
mathing.
mean. You know what I mean, right? Like, very positive energy, and I think you said, yeah, like you need to have a lot of assurance in yourself to be able to do that, because like some people may not even be able to lift other people up because they don't have
Yeah.
that within themselves.
You don't know how to
And-
sometimes.
Yeah, but you know that you can feel that's genuine because you yourself have gone through the deep work
Mm-hmm.
of being able to, share that love to other people too.
I feel
You know what I
like
mean?
with this also kind of like you can like once you know Shane's family, you can kind of see like where that comes from, because they're very much like stick by each other no matter what. Like
Tribe.
all tribe kind of, which is
That's racist, bro.
Yo,
Shut
Bob,
up!
You're hip.
Is it?
You see, we were thinking the same thing. It's
I'm
like
so
no.
sorry, I didn't think whatever.
don't apologize now.
Yeah, because you messed up. It's like,
Shut up.
I love.
Hey, I'm trying to be nice.
Thank you for that. By
trying.
the way.
It's like,
Okay.
no.
Anyways,
She's like,
Let me-
shut
I didn't
up.
have my 4 cents.
say your 4 cents.
3 cents.
Just 2.
Definitely, I don't have to. Definitely when I met Shane, I remember the time we were. This is how like
When
legit.
did you guys meet?
We were just like.
It was
It was.
alright.
It was one of.
Sparring?
No, it wasn't really sparring. It was like one of the days I first joined, and I've noticed his tattoos. I was like, oh, like where you from Hawaii, stuff like that. Because I'm a very fake. I'm a very fake Hawaiian. According to,
You're fine.
We're good.
I can hear it. I'm
Just it's a regular Tuesday, bro.
Gettysburg, Maryland. No. Yeah. So like usually when it comes to like people who I like who has tattoos, travel tattoos, anything Hawaiian, I was very like
Judgmental.
no. I was in that scene of like I would listen to Hawaiian music all the time.
The reggae, bro.
Yeah, like a lot of. I'm surprised. Some Filipinos actually know. I found out, Mary's boyfriend listening to Kolohe Kai and all that stuff. But, like you don't feel a lot of people. Him? All right, but
Is it really her?
Them.
Them?
it's a group.
It's a group.
Bomba crut.
Good morning, Hawaii.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
Hey, I'm
but
a
like,
fake Hawaiian too, bro. Shout out, Guam.
I'm a fake.
We're all fake one.
I'm him. Down the road. But like, I was like so excited to kind of talk to him. I was like, oh, like you got Hawaiian music or like of course Hawaiian music. But
It's because of the way my eyes look.
yeah, and the time.
We're not talking about racist over
Nah,
here.
I think what like we definitely clicked because we knew how to like actually strike for one. 2, I don't know where SpongeBob came in, but like he was from the 804.
References,
Knowing that he was from the 804,
References.
just references.
Yo,
Yeah.
let
We
me
clicked.
let me just say, to make video reference at random and then have someone amongst the group just catch on, it's such a
Yeah.
good feeling. But when no one catches on, this is like,
is.
shut up, shut up.
Yeah,
I'm hip.
many crickets.
Okay, wireless.
I get that from Gil. Just saying.
But
Yeah.
aside of just like having a lot of relatable, stupid, funny things and loving Muay Thai, I can definitely see and say that he does give that drive to people, especially me. Like he's like no BS, like no excuses. I think I asked
Oh
you,
my
were
gosh,
you
yeah,
military?
and you're so disciplined. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to add
No,
that.
seriously.
So disciplined,
So
bro.
disciplined, and like you don't give shit to like people like us, or like, oh, I thought you were gonna go work out. I thought, come on, like you'll give the right kind of support.
Yeah.
That's
Give
needed
grace.
for sure, with grace, but the discipline, and like for me, like when you're cutting, bro, like, I will never cut. Like for you to even stand outside of Brewster's and not order anything.
Yes.
I'm
That's
just that's just a week.
crazy.
It's like just like he's like, nah, I'm gonna eat my strawberries. It's like you packed nuts. Yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's like that type of like discipline shit. Like I gotta respect, because can't be me.
Well, that's hard.
But I think you give that to others. Like you definitely show the drive, because if I think because I know you're not military, right? Like you have family, military family.
Yeah.
I feel like because my cousin who's in the military, shout out to Anthony.
Shout out Ant.
Let me fix this.
He
told me it's like when he's trying to continue his cardio to run, because he's an officer and he can't let his subordinates show him that he's weak or anything.
Right.
So it's like I think you show that if I slip once, then he's all talk, or like she's not disciplined. I saw him slip once, and not that the fact that you're looking for that approval. It's just like that's not the person you are. Like you're just nah. Like I'm not gonna mess up even just once.
Let me just say,
you go by your word. Yeah.
Hey, I always told this to my family and with conversations with Marcella too. But I was like, I just don't like to be a hypocrite. Honestly, like it's like you. You say all this, but like, what are you really doing? Are you actually doing that kind of stuff? And you trying to bestow that knowledge on the other people or project it onto them? And it's like, how can they follow you if you're not even following yourself? Staying true to yourself. You know what I mean?
And you go to the deepest grade of that, dude.
Yeah,
like
even in private,
I feel
like
you can be a hypocrite in private too. I feel like you're not.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you may
that's
not be.
true.
You know, let me just say, I do have my cheat days, by the way, whatever.
It's okay. You're
I
good
literally
at
wonder
it.
that. I'm like, I wonder if Shane.
I be feeling like an addict at the house. I be looking at the pantry. I walk in. I walk out. Walk in. Walk out.
Extra tablespoon of peanut butter.
No,
He's
literally.
like looking around. Like,
I be feeding, yo. I be feeding.
he's like, if no one there, it doesn't count.
I'll just run extra.
Yeah. And outside of that, he is definitely an energetic party person too.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely like.
Oh, yo.
My brother's playing drums.
Oh,
that's what's
It's fine.
Nice.
Hey,
In my head, I was
hey,
like,
keep going, Mo. If you hear this, bro, keep going, Mo. I believe
thank
in
you for that. Thank you.
So now we're going to move on into the next segment, which is what are some pivotal transformations or changes that you've experienced last year in 2022?
Who wants to go first?
It could be a bunch of things, but
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna like just keep running with it.
Yeah.
Because like, to give context for 2022, Master Mike, shout out to you, shout out to Evolve family.
Sir.
But I've been trying to get my first MMA fight since the beginning of 2022, and it was projected to go in May. May didn't happen, projected to go in June. June didn't happen, projected to go in July. July didn't happen. Finally hit August 13th, got my fight. But it's like I've been in a fight camp all 2022.
wow.
And I learned so many new things. And just like MMA is something I've always wanted to do as a kid, but never did because I played baseball, football first. But now that we actually have the time to go play this sport and do it and see it through, it's crazy. I feel like I've come
So far.
better.
Yeah.
And overall, just as a MMA, I don't know, can I consider myself an MMA fighter for having one fight?
Yeah.
A potential
Yeah.
two?
I mean, you're training
Yeah.
like one.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm
I'd
not
say-
trying to be one of them fakes. Like, yeah, I do it. I've only had one
I
fight.
don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's the same thing
But
with
it's
like.
it's hard because you see all the work. You're training like more than someone who's had like.
Then,
10
and the thing
fights.
is, like, we're not getting paid for
Literally.
this. Like, no one,
no.
you know what I mean? Like, this is something
Literally.
that you're doing and putting on yourself.
And that opponent you were gonna go against, like it wouldn't even
Yeah.
it wouldn't even be worth
So
fighting, to
annoying.
be honest, because
Yeah.
it's not fair the amount of effort that Shane put in compared
Right,
to this
exactly.
other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
like-
let
yeah.
me touch on that too.
Someone has some
Well, in regards to, like, pivotal moments and just like changes. So I've been in a fight camp all 2022. So it feels like, because I'm supposed to fight again October 15th. And Mo, shout out Muhammad. We're supposed to do it all at the same time. Didn't happen. So December 17th was a new fight date. That was gonna be my second MMA fight. And I know I said some stuff about Jose Martinez earlier in the podcast. And I have nothing bad to say. All I have to say is that I respect the contract. You know, in black and white, this is what it said: 155 lightweight division. To give a little backstory too, the last 2 weeks before we were actually supposed to fight, I had popped something in my chest. Hurt. I actually had to like wing off training a little bit, but I still saw my weight through. I weighed in at 153 the night of weigh-ins, which means I made weight. I'm eligible to fight, and then my opponent walks in, and
2,000 pounds.
The man's weighs in at 159.5. Would have said 160. He's 5 pounds overweight. But I got the call the night before saying that the best he could do is 160. And I told Master Mike, I was just like, hey, you know, let me give you a call back. I need to talk to my dad because he's always my go-to for guidance. My mom, too. And I was like, hey, this is the situation. He's going to make 160. I'm already at 153. I'm not scared to take the fight. Like, I'm ready to die. But it's the fact that I put all this hard work and effort into it. It feels like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Like, we
You can't
signed the
respect the
contract.
opponent.
We signed it in the beginning of October.
Yep.
You're telling me you can't lose 5 pounds from the beginning of October to December 17th? That's
really is
more
no
than a month and
excuse.
a half. And so I feel like I said, a slap in the face, and you're just disrespecting not only me, but the sport.
Everyone,
Yes.
dude. Everyone that
And-
puts in the
For sure.
time.
Literally.
And the fact that he was trying to call you out, like, to provoke you
He
to
was
be
like,
like,
"You're
Yeah,
such a
so,
coward."
Yo, you're a
right.
coward. Like,
Yeah,
so
so the night,
you're making yourself look bad.
yeah, he, to give you guys context too, the night that I got the call saying he wasn't going to make weight, he had hit me up through social media. He went out of his way to find me through Instagram and said that I was scared.
So gross.
And I didn't entertain it. And then he tried to say the same thing again
you're
because
really
at the night of the weigh-in, he weighed in 160, and talking to the promoter, shout out to Ryan, and in the middle of our conversation, he comes up, he's like, "Why are you not fighting?" And
Did he call you a coward or something?
after the fact, and so he was asking me why I'm not fighting. Well, first he was talking to me in Spanish because my last name's Hernandez. I know I'm very deceiving. Like I'm,
Vargas.
He Asian, bro.
Vargas.
Asian, bro.
Vargas.
bro, I'm Pacific Islander, but he was just like, "Why are you not fighting?" And I was like, "Look, I'm just trying to play by the rules. The contract said 155. I weighed in at 153." And then he cut me off mid-sentence and was like, "Well, it's only 5 pounds." And I was like, "So get to running. You got to 9 o'clock."
Tubby.
And then he just like looked away from me and just kind of got irritated and mad. And while the promoter kind of stepped in between us and was about to say something, he just walked off. And I was like, you know what? Had he shown effort to cut weight that night,
Bro.
at least to start running around the block,
Yeah,
you know,
in a
fuck it,
sauna.
I would have taken the fight because you showed me
Mm.
some effort. You showed me something you at least cared. But
Yeah.
I just didn't
no
want. I wanted to keep that professionalism and just didn't want
Sure.
It
to.
obviously showed
That,
the lack.
that's even more discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
did
wanna
that
say.
very
I didn't
well.
want to.
Yeah,
I think that
very-
discipline, like you carried that with discipline, but also just like you didn't like, you didn't clap back with the same energy he had. You're just like, okay,
Nah.
cool, because it's like, people don't realize a 5 pound difference. If you ever take a 5 pound dumbbell, throw it at someone. Like it's heavy. It's heavy. Like people don't understand it. It's heavy.
You just reminded me of have y'all ever seen the other guys? And it was like, Alan, it's a wooden gun. What's that gonna do? And he like whacked him in the face with it.
I haven't seen
Yeah. Just go watch that. Shout out Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, but it's so funny. But to give context to this dude trying to talk mad crap.
It's also, was it 7 pounds? Not even 5.
No, it was 5. It was
Oh, that
5.
was-
well,
okay.
it was 159 and a half. I'm just rounding it
I
up
thought
to
you were
5
153
pounds.
though.
I was 153.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm talking about
You're
from
supposed to
the
be
155.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
that's the
okay,
cutoff.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm him.
Honestly.
But
But he tried to call me out and say that I was scared that I didn't want to fight.
makes a big
And
difference.
he was like, "I hope you take the fight in February because you won't be able to escape." And in my head, I'm just like, "Well, are you like twirling your mustache or something?"
Skip your obesity. Like, come
You
on.
sound
this
like
time.
a whole ultimate villain.
Villain.
He
And
didn't
so
even
I-
change 1 pound, right? He didn't lose.
Nah,
I was like, bro,
it's
he just
like,
he just
huh?
called and went back to go eating. Like, that's,
No, literally.
bro, like he didn't do any effort.
My man said too many papusas.
Yeah. Who did me?
Oh my
I did say that.
And
I
like,
did
all
say
I gotta
that.
say is, better luck next time. Literally, that's what I said to him. Like, better luck next time.
You said-
And he's like, I hope you- no, literally. And then I was
Happy
like,
New Year.
happy New Year, happy holidays, take care. And
Yeah,
then
but
I
he
just
took
let
that
it be at
very
that.
well.
Yeah.
He handled that very well.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Just make weight.
I'm sorry, I feel like we went on a tangent. As far as
Yeah.
pivotal moments
We
go,
definitely were.
I became
So-
better MMA fighter.
So what
and
was the
then-
pivotal change for you?
Yeah,
in that
honestly, when
moment?
You became a better fighter.
when I met Marcella, like July. And I say that because I've always talked about going on like a social media cleanse and doing that, just taking a break from it, because I've always been the type to like take pictures, videos, not really vlog, but more so just like upload it in regards to, like, records of my life. And I could go back and like, if I'm having a bad day, this is what I did. And I just like to create, honestly, like what you guys are doing right now. I just like doing that too. But I got to a point where I felt like everybody was doing that. It's just the same thing. Everyone's like just doing it. I'm just like, I gotta take a break. So when I met her, that's kind of like when I was tapering off naturally, but my energy went somewhere else as well. And then from that time frame coming around, yeah, honestly, the whole MMA fighting, Marcella, the social media cleanse, and just being in a fight camp all 2022, it just felt easy. Like, everyone thinks it's hard. It's always hard your first go around, but when you've been around the wire for a little bit, it's just rolling.
I also think now it's like, if a fight doesn't happen, you can wait an extra 3 months. You have the discipline to like, oh, whatever, I've done worse.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally the mindset.
So it's like, I think that's a good, that'll be a cool thing to consider.
What about you, Gilbert?
Is the thing okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Pivotal moments, man. I can definitely say, in terms of music career, I got last minute this job. You're right.
Just own
the
it.
best job of my life. Now, in terms of like super last minute, December, I got a job at a record store. Shout out to Love People Records, and it's really hard to come across how I felt the moment, and then the day after I started working there, like I don't think it's, I kind of consider it as like a rare job or an apprenticeship. Not really, not by their word at all, but I've never worked in a mom and pop shop before. It's just the husband and wife, and then me, and then this new person just came in too. But I think the freedom and like that I'm surrounded by music in general, and like and records and all that stuff. And for him, he's super knowledgeable about things, and we go on like random stuff every day. I think that is like a pivotal moment, because I have never thought I would work at a record shop job, for one, a job that actually has to involve with music, for two, and like a job that I actually can see myself do for like years and years. And like I've been bouncing jobs for the past, since high school. Like I've worked like more than 10 jobs.
So it feels long term rather than temporary, like
it feels
all these other jobs.
Because I'm not even thinking about the job in terms of pay, which
like longevity of like experience.
Yeah, pay, benefits. I'm not even thinking about not benefits, like health and like insurance and stuff like that. There's none of that stuff. Well, there is, but not really. The pay's, it's decent, but I'm like, it's not. It's definitely less than what people think.
But you're enjoying it.
But like other than that, like the experience, the people, the community, the knowledge from him and his wife. It's like, I think everything could it just tops everything. Like, and I think this is the best job I've ever had in my life. And I've only worked there not even a month.
Yeah.
So you're happy?
And I'm happy going there, because I'm like,
nice.
I get paid to listen to music, clean records, like tell people the music I love.
Day.
It really is my ideal day, and I'm like, to consider I just left a job that was. I think it's like I'm done with that kind of stuff. It's like I just left a job that it was just there. I needed to do some stuff, rack up some quick bills. But that scene of coffee scene, it's like, man, I'm done with that. I think I'm done with that stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm done with that. Like I've been a barista for 4 or 5 years.
Well, you just needed to elevate.
I need to do something new, and definitely the first 2 or 3 cafes I've gotten, I just that's the only thing I can do. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna find another job I can do around here. Hence this and that.
Well, it just seems like it's more in your field.
Exactly.
Anyway. And
exactly.
Coffee was just comfortable.
Yeah, but the music's what you love to do.
Yeah. And when I
love to talk about.
In regards to journaling, it's in the middle of, I think, no, the beginning of fall, I was considering of leaving my old job, and then when I did, before that, I wrote man, it'd be cool to work at a record shop, And so, I wasn't even trying to. And then when I went to the record store one time and I asked, I was I've been holding it for a month. Oh man, I feel nervous to ask. And I was nervous. And then when I asked him, he was yeah, actually, we've been looking for some help, and we've been eyeing you for a little bit.
You'll never
along
know
the lines,
until you ask.
along the lines of that. And he was because they followed me a long time ago, and he's yo, I've been a customer for you prior to that, so I'm not just some new guy. Hey, you guys hiring? I've shown interest in them, because I truly believe part of the giving back thing Like to for context, that record store was never there when I was in high school. I got into records a little bit later, and that was never there in high school. And now that it is, I like something inside me kind of like want to give back to my community. Like the high school, I've seen so many high schoolers where they're Einstein sweaters and like stuff like that. I'm like, I really wish there was something like that back when I was in high school, because I mean, not that I was a troublesome kid, but it's like the fact that it's in a really good spot that kids can go to, because I've seen a lot of high schoolers there. The new person that just came on the team was a high schooler too, who goes to Einstein, I think. And I don't know, the fact of giving back, I really just wanted to pursue that, right? So I'm learning everything from how like they do this and that, how they're giving back and this and that, like events, giveaways, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's really fulfilling that part of happiness for me, because it's like,
you're not just serving yourself anymore.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned this back in the other podcast. This music thing, it's like, for me, the way I've been going through it, it's like, it's all been for me, about me. I wasn't really trying to do that, but I'm now like, my whole mind has been like rewired, like as of this past year, to kind of like and also from this anime, like as of last week, My Hero Academia. There was one episode where I started to cry I started to tear up. I didn't cry. I started to tear up of like, I'm hit. And it was about a musician, a girl who was, oh, I don't want to be a musician anymore. I'm going to become, it's like a hero anime. And then the mom was basically like, what can you do with your sound for others, That was like literally last week. And that like kind of tipped off of like giving back to people with my music, or anything involved with my music, working in a music store, sharing people how you can make money off of music. Like I've told a couple of friends how you can make money with music and stuff. Like learning all that stuff by myself, like I wanted to showcase for especially a smaller circle, because, like, I don't know, that's kind of like how I was in terms of a pivotal moment. I think that like last minute stamp of a job that I wasn't really I was looking for it, but not really. Like, I think I just acted like, hey, if you ever like need help, just let me know, because I was scared to say that. And when I said that, he was like, oh, that's funny, because I'm actually, well, the owner, one of the owners said like, oh, that's funny. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to ask people, because it's just, I feel like I'm bothering some people too. So I was like, oh, we were just laughing at that. I was like, dang, I should have asked you like 3 months ago then, stuff like that. So, and the fact that, I was kind of like a regular customer there, just to support.
You just build relationship, that's important.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I already talked to so many strangers at the record store, building like some kind of relationship. Like a guy came in 2 weeks ago saying he doesn't even have a record player, but his family does. And then we talked for like an hour. He's like, oh man, he's a DJ, but he's never touched wax before. And I told him, and then, he does dentist, he does, or something like, in the medical field. And then he's like, he doesn't know if he wants to do music or dentist. Like, and he's in a safe spot for both. Like, his parents won't, like, showing him this and that. I'm like, just do whatever you think. And we just had a good conversation, but like stuff like that, like I can imagine myself for kids, this guy at the record store is super cool. Like, and that place is going to be a small community for musicians.
And I think that's good, because when you're an artist, it's very much. Are you
good?
No.
You can't even I can breathe.
It's very much like how, because you're basically an independent. Like, you're not working for anyone. You're working for yourself. So really, like, it's up to you if you want to make something that day. And so it becomes a lot of like social media things that you don't really want to get into. Like, we don't always like promoting ourselves, and so that's a lot of like ego stuff you have to go through. But when you finally find a place where you're able to be of like, how can I be of service, it's a whole new level of like fulfillment, because it's not self-serving anymore, which
that and just getting good exposure too.
Yeah.
I feel like my
don't get
life
nervous.
is like, don't get nervous. I feel like I divide my last year in like pre-DAT like test and post-DAT.
What does that stand for?
Dental admissions test.
Hey.
Wait. Applauding.
Oh, okay.
I'm applauding.
Yeah.
Laughter.
So I feel like it's not like I feel like I just like did what I had to do to move towards my goals. You know what I mean? It's not like there was like a huge like shift in my well, I don't know, but I think the first half of the year while I was studying, I took off like a couple days a week from work, and I spent a lot of time like studying and being on my own, and I was not in like the best like mental place either, but that was this
past year. That's crazy.
I know. So like
this time.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. So it was such a huge like learning curve, I think. And like I'm not a very disciplined person, but I had to be because this test is like it's for my career. Like I had to be. And so yeah, I learned, I feel like I learned a lot about myself during that time. And I'm like, it's just academics, but like, I don't know, somehow it was spiritual. It was so weird. And then I ended up doing like really well on that test. And I was just really like surprised at like what I can accomplish, like when I take time to balance like me time, basically, because I'm very much like a go all the time, like 100%, like all the time, like because I am very spontaneous. I'm down to do whatever, whenever, with whoever. And, and so yeah, and yeah, that was like a big change for me, is like learning to like have me time, I guess. Other change would be being in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I never see Shane anymore.
Bar guys.
Yo, facts.
I never really did.
What?
Oh my god.
So it seems like you went through basically I don't know how to, like not a dry season, but like, stop! I'm trying to say something.
I mean, basically.
Well, the time you were studying, like you weren't really able to experience so much within that time because you were so focused on that one thing, or able to like rekindle things, or like process. You were going through a lot at that time, so you weren't able to process till after that test. So it seems like you're now kind of like harvesting what you had to, sow in that time.
That was like, it was so weird, like having to be by myself like all the time, and like having to like process.
You had your own little walkabout.
Yeah, but now like I don't know. I just feel like this year is like I'm just learning like a lot. I mean, this has been like the last year, but I don't feel like. Yeah, I don't feel like there was like a change, like a change of direction.
But you're like on a resume.
It was a consistency thing.
Yes,
you're
I feel like I'm
your
resuming life, but like with like.
It's a new season.
Yes,
There's new characters.
Yeah. Unlocked.
Yeah.
Next new stages.
I feel like
you leveled up. Final boss.
After college, 16. This is like this is just like another post gap year.
Yeah,
anyways,
another milestone.
Y'all need
guys, I'm gonna have to edit so much
I was trying not to laugh.
because you're stupid. I think I allowed people and circumstances take over my life, even to the point where I like realized like, why am I in this season? Why am I going through this? It's a lot of baggage and weight that I did not have to carry. And so it was really good, like being able to release that and let that go.
I don't know why he's just laughing. I'm trying to not laugh. I don't know why he's laughing.
You sound like a mouse.
I don't know why he's laughing. I'm trying not to laugh.
I'm crying, bro. I'm sorry.
I can't.
Please continue.
I can't. I literally can't anymore.
I'm so sorry. It's out of me now.
All right, it's out.
Next time you're not sitting next to each other.
I'm sorry.
I think I learned what true boundaries meant.
What? You laughing?
I didn't do anything. I legit did not do anything.
This episode right here. I don't have anything to add anymore.
Sorry, baby.
No, I'm so
I
sorry.
really don't.
Seriously. No, but seriously, I'm sorry. I did not mean to start that.
No, I'm putting all the laughing effects. I just put a bunch of soundboard effects.
Last question.
Okay.
One word. I'll switch it up. One word to basically symbolize your year for this year, 2023.
Oh, okay. I think that's 2 words. I'm gonna do. That wasn't that funny. That wasn't that funny.
Continue, bro. Continue.
I try to make a joke, but okay.
Mine is learning.
Okay, nice.
Learning. That's a good one.
I think mine's just consistency. For real.
That's a good one.
Like dead ass, I'm not that consistent.
I'm gonna reiterate that with perseverance.
Discipline?
He already had that.
Oh, you're so right.
He got 10 of those.
So right. God put discipline.
No, for real. For real.
For me, it would be longevity, and that's for like a lot of things in life. Like I'm learning the difference between influence and impact, and I think I'm kind of over the influence part. Like I'm just really.
Wait, this is for the last year, right?
For this year.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, that was for my last year.
So what's this year?
This year is gonna be balance.
Ah, I like that.
Nice.
You should
I need
change
to
it?
work on map.
No,
because
for
I
this
thought
year.
it was for 2022.
Oh.
For 2023, balance. We're gonna work on
2023
balance.
for
Oh,
me.
2023.
Yeah. 2023 consistency.
Traveling.
Damn,
Dang,
that's
we're
so
adding more
good.
words.
That's better than all of ours.
No, I was going based off 2022, but this is 2023, so traveling.
Just do it.
I think
yeah.
okay.
I saw him. In New
I'm
York.
gonna add a semicolon,
Bad Bunny?
a hyphen. Creative endeavors.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
She's like, shut up.
She's over it.
No more words in general. Your word count is done.
We're
I
closing.
think that's it. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
Thank you for having
When's our
us.
next one?
Can we do this
I
monthly,
don't know.
please?
doesn't wanna
I
have
don't want
another
to
one
think
of
She
about
does.
it. I'll think about it.
She does.
Yo, late
You
February.
do? You do? Because you said it was the longest views.
Good
Most-
night,
Oh my
Gilbert.
God.
All right, guys. That's a wrap on today's episode. It was a lot, but that's just the vibe we give. We're a lot, but still, we learned a lot from each other. I think it was a good moment for us all, and I hope you guys were able to gain something today. I hope you were able to be encouraged and hopefully challenge you to think of all these deep questions for you in this year 2023, and I think we all wish you a successful and abundant year 2023. I think it'll be a good one. I'm hoping, I'm claiming. Cheers. Cheers to 2023. And we're so excited. I think we're all excited for this year, so best of wishes. Give yourself more grace this year, and if you like this, subscribe, follow these people,
Tune in for the next one.
and tune in for
Next
the
one.
next one.
Sponsored by your local nut deliverer.
Why you look like the milkman?
G's Nuts. Mine.
Yeah,
Mine.
All right, we'll see you in the
Product
next one.
placement.
Don't
Happy
forget
Summer.
to
Happy New
always
Year.
love, to always be curious, and to
Always
ponder.
ponder. Wait.